Hello, everyone. Today I'm going to make my first devlog of a game called Game of War. I have something simple so far. It's kind of good for a simple game, but then again, not perfect. So if we start the game, this is what shows up. Now if we click play, it brings us right into the game. Now these guys will spawn every once in a while. If we click this, we will spawn another blue guy. We can spam it because there's not a cooldown. Now these guys go to these, the enemies. And if there are no enemies on the map, and they are incredibly slow, but they are a little bit faster, they for some reason go to here. I programmed them to go to here, but they go up there. And I don't know why. So anyway, I'm gonna close. I'm gonna move this up here because they like to go to there, and this is where they're supposed to go. Now I'm going to delete this and this. Now, this is the Game of War, so there's got to be a way to destroy the enemy's base. Right now, there isn't. So I'm not gonna do a to destroy the enemy one yet. I'm just getting one for the player town center. Now, I'm gonna have a wait. Yeah, that's in system. Wait for 2 seconds. And system. I need to find a wait thing. So add event, system. Gonna have to find a edit. Okay. Wait for signal. I don't know. System. Layout. Go to layout. Title screen. Layout. So now, if we do this, play, full screen, wait for a little while. What? Okay, battle layout. Oh. So if I bring this here, and this here. One sec. Max speed 10. I'm creating a fund path to So I have to bring this guy out and this guy out and come to here. So wait, rotate object is off. It needs to be off. And now they'll slowly but surely collide with each other. Wait, what? What? So when it's overlapping the town center. Wait a sec. That's the enemy town center. Okay, edit the player town center. Okay. Now so it's not a timed player lose. So I want to add a cooldown to this, but I don't know how. What is that guy doing? Okay, well these guys are splitting up because there's multiple targets. Now if we just play the waiting game and wait for one of these incredibly slow red guys to make it to the town center, then we'll see that we lose and we have to try again. I should probably make the blue guys faster. Okay, so apparently it's right up here that they like to go to. I don't know why, but they do. So that's gonna happen. Now we start spamming a bunch of guys. I'm going to change it a little bit. So instead of going to the player town center, it's going to be the enemy town center. So and now enemy town center is overlapping with unit 1. Then enemy town center, destroy, and system, go to layout, title screen layout. So if we spam out a bunch of guys, they will initially go to the red guys, but if there are no red guys, they will go to the enemy base. Now you see they're doing the wave strategy. Kind of. I don't know what they're doing. Their AI is kind of funky. What's happening? Okay. So, player, town center. So, player, town center. Enemy, town center. But it will destroy. Okay. So now, if we spam out a lot of guys, now they're just gonna cone off from each other when there's multiple enemies on the field, but they are probably, hopefully, going to pathfind to the enemy thing. Okay, what's happening? So enemy town center, delete it, get delete. So now I have to make the entire object. Resize to 20 by 20. Zoom in. There. That is stupidly big. So I'm just gonna put it like that. Now, enemy town center will spawn the enemies. Now, okay. And fail to find path, it will find a path to enemy town center dot x, so the x of the enemy town center and the enemy town center's y position. Enemy town center is wrapping the unit well, this gets wrecked. So now we can just play. Obliterate this thing that is small. So 1 second, I want to make it bigger. Now, it's actually the right size. Now I'm just going to spam this out. What are they doing going there? 1 sec. To enemy town center. What? Why does it keep going to the player town center? So this is the enemy town center. When this thing is dead, this should go over to here and destroy it. But it doesn't. For some reason, they go to the town center of your place. I mean, I guess it's going to 0-0. But why? Okay. So event sheet 2. So okay, so enemy town center. So do I have to do capitals? Enemy town center. Enemy town center. Done. Now we span it, just a small group. Okay, well, I mean, they could go back and protect your base. So, I guess it's fine. Anyway, I want to make a new unit. So, this is going to be Unit 2. I'm going to have it be like a tank. The last one was 10 by 10. So, I'm going to do that again. So, this with a slightly less of that. Now blue. Okay, so this I'm going to do something special. Now, behaviors, add new behavior, pathfinding, yeah. Now, instead of overlapping unit 1, I want it to be overlapping unit 2. Also, behaviors of the unit 2, I'm going to add turrets. Haha. So turret will rotate. Pathfinding won't. So, unit 2 on created, it will find path to enemy town center X and the enemy town center. It will just go to the enemy town center. So now it will find a path to there. Now it still won't do anything because we're gonna have to do an on path found. It will move along the path, and if this is overlapping that thing, then it will get wrecked, but the unit 2 won't. But I'm going to make, if it is overlapping with an ally, it will run it over too. So you're gonna have to be a little strategic. But what? Oh, right. I forgot to make it slow. So I'm gonna make it have a speed of 7. So it's gonna be slow. It's gonna smack that. Stop it. So when it is on collision with that. Also, instead of overlapping, is on collision. So now, this tank, it's considerably fast looking. Well, anyway, I'm gonna spam out a bunch of units. This thing will wreck anything. So on collision. So here, I am going to drag the tank over here and make it have a speed of 4. Because tanks are supposed to be slow. Okay. Now, I'm going to bring this here. This here. And this down here. Now, you can't get tanks. Because, why not? Now, I'm going to make it so you can. By going down to here, wrong button, clone it, unit to get. Now I'm going to edit this by resizing it to 15 by 15. So now if I zoom out a little, add red lines, then drag it over to here. I'm just not going to put that in. So it's just going to have a tank symbol on it. Now, I'm going to look at its behaviors and delete each of them. Not each of them, each of them. Now, this won't have object, the object, unit to get, wrong button, add action. This will make this. Now just have to make sure that's flared down. Now if I test it out, that. Oh wait, they get run over. So I'm gonna spawn a few more guys. Right. I want to see what will happen if I add the solid behavior. So, he can move. He can move. Now these guys should try to avoid them. Now if they can... So... Look at this guy. Obstacles, solids. So the cell border has to be 6. So now, if I spawn in a tank, okay, so maybe a cell border of 2? Okay, well, the tanks don't destroy each other. Now, okay. So we clearly need a cell border of at least 4. I'm going to keep it like that. Three should do. I'm going to wait for these slow tanks. So, apparently 4 is what we have to do. Anyway, the enemies don't have the Unit 2 type, and I'm not going to make it exclusive to your team, or the player team. Also, we haven't done anything with the turret on the tank, so the tank, once created, it will go to this, add object to target the enemy. So now, I just need to create a shell. So, this. I'm gonna resize it to 5 by 5. Now this will have the bullet behavior. Now I'm gonna make it so that when this shoots, it will spawn this. Now, it has a ridiculous range. So range, I think we'll keep that at 60. Yes, 60. So it can't snipe. But I am planning on adding a sniper. Eventually. Oh no, is he gonna run him over? Oh no! I forgot. This is overlapping with this. This guy will get removed. And so will this. But it fires ridiculously fast. So what about now? I can spawn that in. It still has a ridiculous range, but it's better for a tank. Now there's that guy. He wrecks a unit by shooting it. Now the tank looks ridiculous. Hey, I'm gonna make it so that the tank doesn't rotate. Now that's kind of a bad idea. And look at it, a few tanks out there. And 3 units. 3 guys. They're regular units. So I don't want the tank to look ridiculous. So this is what we're gonna have to do. We're gonna have to be okay with that. Those shells are ridiculously big. So now they're a better size. Now just gonna drag one on the screen. That. So now we have a few units. We're gonna go out and destroy some of the red units for us. I will eventually release this game onto the mobile store. Eventually. But this is a first devlog. I'll be doing more. Now I have to wait for the tank to get there. Need to spawn in some units, and I'll create another tank. Just destroyed some of the units. More units. Please. I could make this harder, but I won't yet, because I still have to add some more things. So if we play from here, so if we are on the iPad, this is what we will see. So we can tap play. There's a speeding bullet. Oh, and there's 2 guys. So I'm going to send out 2 or hopefully 2 of my own to counter their guys. So I'm going to get another guy and a tank. Now I'm going to spawn a few more units. And another tank to deal with the enemy. I'm gonna spawn in even more guys. to kamikaze the enemies because it destroys both. The units are gonna do it. So we have one. I'm gonna drag this back. The enemy doesn't have the tank things though, so I'm going to clone it. It's gonna be enemy 2. Now, enemy 2, I'm going to have to change the color. There it is, all colored up. Now I'm going to drag the thing down here. And everything's like the other one. Except it doesn't do anything in the game. So I'm going to fix that. I'm going to do enemy 2 on collision with player town center. Then system, go to title screen layout and destroy your town center. Also, when this is created, it will find a path to your base. And it will follow that path. If it finds the path, that is. So I'm going to make it so that if it collides with its friend dies. And if it collides with your unit friend thing, your guy will die. If it collides with your tank, then it will die, and your tank will die. So also, if it collides with the shell, so it's kind of complicated. Here. I haven't made enemy shell because I think that would be kind of OP. Now if we just spam out a bunch of slow as heck tanks and grab 1,000,000 units, we should be able to destroy the enemy's base. Now our flow of units will destroy the enemy's base. And if we play again, everything works correctly. Great. So now let's make it so that every minute the enemy town center will spawn its tanks. So right now there's a strategy that you can just spam out units. So we're gonna do this for a minute. Well, I'm gonna spawn out 1 unit for every unit they have, or everyone's. I have 3 units. I'm actually gonna get a few more. So, in theory, in a minute, the red guys will spawn in a tank. I think I messed up spawning too many blue guys. Crap. Well, that's a win. There's 2, so I'm gonna spawn in 2 in retaliation to them. There's another. They have another, so I'll spawn another. Oh no. I need to spawn in a few more. Ooh, and they have a tank. Great, 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 great. So we know that that is real. And I think they destroyed us. I don't know. I'm not going to flip this, because I know that won't work. Anyway, we made a new unit and enemy, which is the tank. So we've done a little, not too much. Which is fine. I'm just going to spam out units. The tanks, though, can give you a problem with that. Anyway, we just won. This game is good so far. I think I'll send it out at some point soon on itch.io or something. So the title screen layout really just allows you to click play to go to the battle layout, which is where the entire game is. I'm going to add multiplayer at some point, where you can do multiplayer with friends, or against friends. It'll be tricky to figure that out. Anyway, that'll be it for this devlog and video. Bye, everyone.